shorter clips. So you have creators here who say that actually all I do is I create my long form video, and then from that I can actually make my shorts out of that. So we will talk a little bit into those. So let's start off with the first one, which is creating a series of videos with a common theme or a topic, right? So basically for this one, what you do is you choose a theme or a topic that you are passionate about. As an example now, Nolwazi is into mental health. And so she was talking about, how do you as a content creator still preserve your mental health? So maybe the topic could be around how do you preserve your mental health, especially as a content creator, but in the holiday season. So that's a bit of a topic, right? So now you know that this is the overarching theme. Now I'm going to think about how do I plug into that and make it and turn it into a series. So then what you can do is then you can develop a clear outline for your series. So this will help you in ensuring that obviously you are staying on track. And then what you then can do is breaking down your topic into smaller, more manageable chunks. So what's important when you are creating series as well is that that with shorts, you can't be like to people, oh, this is part one of my series. If you want to hear the rest of the information, make sure you actually go and catch part 3 so you can understand what this concept is about. You need to ensure that each piece of video that you create from the beginning until the end makes sense. But then you can obviously maybe do a call to action to say, if you're enjoying this topic, go to my channel to catch more themes like that. And then what you then can do is use a variety of formats and styles that will help you to keep your viewers engaged. I don't know if you're all familiar. We've done formats before, like there's different types of formats, hacks, gamifying your content. Do you know what I mean? So then when you're planning out your content, you can be like, okay, cool. The format style that I will use for this is hacks. Maybe this one I will incorporate a little bit of, content that is more relatable, use jokes, or maybe I will gamify it and maybe include other characters into how I'm going to be sharing my content. So just like that, before you know it, you could potentially, just from one topic, which is how do you preserve your mental health as a content creator during the holiday season, you could literally come up with 10 pieces of video that is coming from one topic, because you would have broken it down into little pieces and chunks. So and Nolazi, I'm going to bring you in here so that we can brainstorm some ideas in terms of like what would sit in this topic. So let's go. What would the first video be? Nolazi, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, please rephrase that.
Yes, so we're now creating a series, right, under the theme, how do you preserve your mental health during the holiday season as a content creator? So we're breaking it down into mini chunks of series.
Yeah. Well, I am a bulk content creator as well, just to preserve, because I've got a busy schedule and I also want to keep my mental health in check. But also I just try to check, so I diarize everything. I'm very old school with that. It also helps me have a time set to actually do what I need to do. If I don't do it, then I know I have to preserve it for another day. So it's just taking your time seriously, taking your schedule seriously. I know for the moms and dads and people who are married, it's a bit harder because, that life is unpredictable. But it's just important to make sure that you diarize everything and just plan accordingly. But yeah, I think it depends on the person's life. Yeah.
So, okay, there we go. We've got idea number 1, which is basically how do you plan efficiently in order for you to preserve your mental health, right? So let's go. I'm doing this exercise just to help you. I'm not saying we should all do this. I'm just, trying to make this session a little bit more practical. Does anybody want to come in? What would the second video focus on? Please just unmute and just jump in.
I think exercising as well helps. Something that I also do, because I'm also a bulk content creator. Sometimes the brain really does get burned out, and so in order for me to refreshen, I take a long walk on a Sunday, or maybe whenever I feel like, you know what, I really need to restart my brain.
Oh my gosh, I love that, Clantis. I can already just like picture it in my head with like a voiceover, you doing the walk, and then you also do your stretches. There could even be some self-care in there. Done. That's already like a video done. Anybody else want to pop in there quickly?
So I was gonna say, also like self-care. So like taking care, for me, self-care is taking care of my hair, my face, a long bubble bath. Also
Into the play of things, right? So it could be like, for instance, a trending sound or whatever. You can play around with that. You can really just play around in terms of making your content stretch and live out loud. I mean, can you imagine, when was it? What is that trend, the ceiling challenge? Can you imagine doing, after you've done your cake, and then obviously this is a really bad example, but doing the ceiling challenge to your cake, when it's done. So things like that, really. So again, this is just an opportunity for you to sit, really just think, okay, cool, what is that one idea that I'm going to do that is a master video? And then obviously, how does that branch off into like many little videos? And what music, what trends are currently happening? How do I align that to that? So this is basically, now, earlier on we spoke about series, so you can almost like think of your channel as, and I think we touched on this when we did long form, where we talk about, there's different types of categories on your channel. So you'll have the content that is always like, coming, like that is constant, and your users are used to it because it aligns with your what do you call it, with your niche or your vertical. And then of course you can then think about, okay, cool, how do I make sure that I'm current and doing things that are happening right now? And maybe this is something that can sit there. Laura, do you want to jump in?
Okay, yes. Something just came to my mind for food creators. So I was thinking, probably if you buy ingredients, then look at those ingredients, see what other food, like what you can make with those same ingredients. And even if you've made the full video on your channel already, like a long form video, you can create a video that says, like, do you want to know how to make? So you show the final result, then you show those ingredients, then you redirect them again to your long form video. So that's like connecting your short and your long in one way, like in a very, very good way.
Amazing. I love that. That's really good advice. Anybody else who's not in the food category that maybe wants to jump in and show us how they can apply this to their content, or how they
or like someone is performing like a very amazing feat, like physically, things that people don't really do in the norm, in the day-to-day lives, something just interesting to the eye, something that we can say abides by the short guidelines that you guys give us. Like in the first 3 seconds you need to hook the audience, and then if you're gonna go through and explain, let it be concise and don't waste the people's time. And if you're gonna direct them to the long form video, then you should do so immediately, so that they don't have like some time to think about it. They just immediately click onto the long form video, and there you have your conversions.
amazing.
Amazing. I love.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
Oscar.
much, Oscar.
You're welcome, guys.
Alrighty. So before we move on, does anybody have anything that they want to chime in with regards to this method that they have tried and tested, or should we just move on?
Yes, Mutsu, I would love to add something.
Yes. Thank you, Clevie.
Okay, so for I do this a lot on my channel. Mutsu know this already. I see my shorts as a teaser to my long form content. I don't just see it as short. I see it as a teaser. I think I see my short as that video that will make someone want to go look for the long form. And thank God now YouTube has added that feature where I see my short as a teaser. I see it as that thing that can draw people back to my long form content. And thank God YouTube now brought this feature where you could add links to the long form. And so for me, I'll speak from my own niche. I do reactions, right? And so I look for all, maybe any boring part, because that's not what will draw people in. I look for the most interesting, the most exciting part of that, of that long form, and convert that into shorts. And when people watch that, then they're like, oh my, I want to go and watch the full video. So I've had shorts that, literally blew up my long form just because the short